Hi, welcome to again to JS Testing Academy. Last two videos we posted the Karate framework. First video we saw the basics of Karate framework and what's why we're going for Karate framework, the reporting, and we just went through all the four methods: post, get, put, and delete. And in the second video we added background, we added scenario, and then we saw right how to take the body from the separate file, JSON file. We saw how to read from the separate file that we saw, and how to validate a particular attribute from the JSON. That is what we saw, and how to take the total length size of the particular request we got. Okay, so that is what we saw in the last video. And this video, and also we saw how to execute two feature files on the same feature file. Okay, how to consolidate, how to run the two feature files, and that we saw in the last video. Okay, so these are things which we saw in the last video. This is a continuation of the last video. It's going to be a very simple video. I'll create a runner class now. Okay, first in the same package which I created, I'm going to create a runner class, right? So normally we run through runner class, right? In the normally in the Cucumber, in the cell name word, right? We create feature files, and then we create snippets, then we call the step definitions. Then we run the step definition class with the help of the runner class. So that is what we do in the normal cell name word, right? So same thing, we'll add a runner class so that we are running the same. Okay. Now let's add test runner. Test runner. This should be the class name. Let me finish it. Okay. Now let me add. Normally we'll add what we add in the runner class. We are going to add cucumber options. Right. Cucumber options we give. Here we are giving karate options. And first we give a run with karate dot class. Okay. So first we are going to see karate dot class. So this is going to, if I give karate dot class, it's going to consider this as a karate framework. Okay. Now I'll give at cucumber options at karate. Instead of cucumber options, should give karate options. Karate options. Okay, we should give. So this is going to be considered as a karate framework and the karate options. Then we'll add tag name here. We'll go to the feature file which we already created. Okay, we'll add we'll get, instead of smoke, we'll give test case 1. Okay, we'll give add test case 1. Okay, test case 1 will. Okay, now this tag I'll copy. Okay, I'm going to paste this in the cucumber option. So it's going we'll can, what's the purpose of tag, right? We can group it, right? If there are some 10 scenarios, if I want 122 scenarios or 3 scenarios, right? I want to invoke a particular class from the list of all the classes which I have, then we go for a tag, right? Now we can group it. Right, I want one smoke, regression, end-to-end. Right, in that case, we can go for tags. We do it in the same world also. Okay, then we give tags equal to double quotes, then we have to give the particular test case. Okay, then with that particular test, future scenario only is going to execute if I give tags. If I have multiple scenarios, I can give multiple command, I can give multiple tags also. If I want run and there are some 10 scenarios where I want run 4, then I can give a common name like smoke or regression or sanity, like that. I can give a common name so that all the 4 test cases is been executed. I can give that way. Okay, so this is how we use, and this one is working. I did running with the JUnit framework. If you see the third line, that import org JUnit.run with. Okay, so this is going to execute via a JUnit framework. Okay, now let's go to feature file. We'll add another things also. Scenario outline. Scenario outline will go for data driven testing. Normally, scenario outline will go for data driven. Suppose, I want to run a field with multiple sets of values, right? And normally we use Excel sheet through Apache Py or test engine data provider. We use it. Okay. So in Cucumber, the easiest way we can go for scenario outline. Normally for low set of data, we go for scenario outline. But if we have large set of data, we'll go for an Excel sheet combination. We'll use. Okay. Now this I'm going to use it for very low sets of data, so I'm going for a scenario outline here. This is a very easy method of doing. Okay, so I'll add, instead of scenario, I'll give scenario outline. Okay, scenario outline to validate the C2TA endpoints. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to add the examples tag here. Okay, examples keyword, I need to do it. Examples. Okay, and we should determine what parameter we are going to iterate. Okay, if you see that and one minute. Okay, this path, right, this we keep it outside, right? What I do is I will keep it the future file, this one inside, okay, and get resource. So I've got resource path, I'll give the path here, okay, I'll give the path. What I do is the query param, right, after question mark, anything is a question mark, query param is used to filter, right, in a particular resource. Suppose I want a particular ID, right, from a list of response ID which is generated, I want to extract only one particular ID and go for a query param. So when you give question mark after resource, that is called as a query param. Without question param, if you are passing any value, that is a path param. Okay. So I'll give question mark ID equal to, okay. Then I will give what I'll do is, right, I want to iterate ID here. Okay. So for that I'll give plus ID. Okay. So this right parameter I'm going to pass it. I'll give concatenation and give ID plus is for concatenation. Then I'll give ID. Okay. Now I'll give a pipe symbol. I'll give ID here, the parameter ID, and what are the IDs I want to iterate. Okay, that I'll give in a pipeline, single one line by line. Okay, for example, I want to get, okay, a value of 1000. Okay, and then 1000. First I'll get 1001, 1002, 1003, 1001. So it's going to the right, check the server. These IDs are there, and then it's going to extract the particular response. Okay, 1003. Okay, so this what we are going to do is we are going to get right with ID 1001, 1002, and 1003 responses, and this is what we are going to do. Okay, now let's run the code. So it's going to iterate three times. Okay, first it's going to get for 1001, then it's going to iterate to get for 1002, and next it's going to iterate for 1003. Okay, now let's see the console. All right. So I got the report. Let's go and check the report. You can see, right, three times it's validated. First, the value should be for 1000. It will be extracted for 1000. Okay, if you see, if it got extracted for 1001, you can see, right? And next, if you see, scroll down, if you see, it would have been extracted for 1002. Right, three times going. Next, if you come, if you see the extracted is for extraction for 1003. But we executed from future file, but we didn't execute from runner class. We runner class which we created, right? Let's go to Eclipse again. We'll run from the runner class for the demo purpose. Okay, let's go to runner class. We'll execute that particular test case alone. Right? Let's run through the JUnit, as I told you, is going to run with the JUnit framework. So we can execute through future file and also through the runner class we can do. Normally, right, this runner class will give in test.ng, and that will be given in form.xml, and then it will get integrate the pipeline and run. Okay, so you can see, right, it is executed through runner class also, and it got passed. Okay, you can see the console, it got passed. Okay, so we can run through the runner class also. Okay, let me do another one modification here. Let me go to future file. See, we got the response. We can see the response in the report. All right, why not we extract the response and keep it in a separate file? That is what we are going to see now. Okay, so now initially in last video we read the right, the JSON body, the request from the separate file. Why not we extract the response and keep it in a separate file? Okay, for that we can go to the before call read, we'll go. Okay, what we do is, right, after get has been done, right, we'll do what we do is, right, we'll do it here. Okay, and okay, and character dot write. So we give read for reading it. Okay, read keyword for reading it. We'll give write keyword for writing the JSON response and storing it in a separate file. Okay, we'll give a bracket. What we want a response. The response which is extracted, we give extract response keyword, and we should give the path of the response. Okay, we should give the path of the response. Okay, and we'll give the path. Okay, so okay, now let's write the response, and where we need to store the path of the file that we should give. We should give where we normally give, we give the src. Okay, normally we give the package. Okay, so in package level we give. Okay, so response. Okay, then right, what ID we want, what ID is response we should be given. So we'll give concatenation plus ID, then plus the dot JSON. The file name should be saved as JSON. So it will save as response and the ID, what ID we want, and dot JSON file. It will save like that. Let us execute this code, the feature file. Okay, now let's go. Okay, now refresh the project, refresh the report, go to the report, it executed. Okay, the right execution time. Let us go and check the report. Target, response, see, right, the file name is being renamed properly. Let's go to target folder. We should see the file name response 101.json. See, right, the extracted response is being displayed. Okay, so it's the extraction is done for 101, 1001, 1002, and also 1003. Okay, so these are all the basics of the Karate framework. So in the last three videos, we learned some various keywords for doing the basics. So continue to watch us. We'll add more things in the world of API automation. Shortly, we are going to create an API framework that will be recorded. Please continue to watch us and support us. Thank you all.